It's a miracle. Look at them all. Wow.
Shout wild one, don't ever let us down. I will lay this down. In and out, up and down, in and out, up and down.
This is our birth story. We could call it Crossing the Atlantic Ocean with Our Wonder Boy. Our Rumi Sol, since your conception, you have visited 9 countries. I will list them in their respective order. Austria, Liechtenstein, Switzerland, France, the United States, England, Spain, Morocco, the Canary Islands, which are part of Spain, and Cape Verde. In utero, you have regularly heard at least 7 languages: English, French, Spanish, Arabic, German, Portuguese, and Creole. You are our world baby. We have chosen for you, with we hope your help, a name that does not originate from either of our cultures, a world name. The midwife Alan we will work with in Martinique says that babies choose when they are born, where they are born, their birth dates, their birth stories, their parents, and their birth circumstances. How honored we are you chose this situation to come to Earth. We are currently in the middle of the ocean, traveling together as star followers, pushed by the breath of the wind, rocking in endless blue to arrive at your birthplace. Your papa and I have very few belongings, an ocean full of dreams for our lives, for your life, for a new world we want to create together. Our world baby, thank you for choosing us and this most unique birth circumstance.
We are maybe 4 days from land, we hope, 4 or 5 days. And been thinking about giving birth and all that we will do to kind of before to organize the birth. And the really only thing that I think we need is to be present in life. Everything that we need to respond to will come our way. So have a beautiful day. Ocean. Sends her love. As mothers and as parents, and something that I'm learning about is you know what's best for your baby. And there's so much guilt, I think, around trying to be the perfect woman, trying to be the perfect mother, trying to be the perfect wife, trying to be the perfect whatever the fuck that is all about. But you, as a mother, know. And I just encourage all mothers to trust inside what they know, and they're doing the best they can. And everyone really is doing the best they can. So this is just like a message of love yourself, listen to your inner voice, and trust. I left feeling like I had to control everything and had to know what was happening. I just don't even know we're going to live in Martinique. And I'm really okay. I'm actually the most peaceful I've been the whole pregnancy. And part of it, I think, has been this experience of following the wind. And every place that we've gone, we've been so welcomed and blessed. I will call it the source or whatever you want to call it, has just continued to be with us. So, so we chose to go to Martinique, and yes, I am 8 months pregnant. And it sounds crazy, but that's what we've done. So, go follow your path, whatever it is, follow it. That's Martinique. And when I saw it, I started weeping. And Pierre was asleep, but he, I guess, sensed it too. And 30 seconds later, he came out, and a lot of emotions. And and a lot of tears, especially from me. And the amazing thing is, at that exact moment, they've left now, but a herd of birds started to sing. So we are leaving now the port in Martinique, where we met amazing people, and our hearts are full. And we're on our way to go meet the midwife for the baby. Hi everybody. So what you're getting ready to watch is the birth story. I've really debated whether or not to publish this because it's pretty intimate and I just do a lot of talking, but I've decided to go ahead and publish this. So just so you all know, it went really well. We had an amazing home birth in an Airbnb that we rented, and this little guy came out of it. We gave birth with the most amazing midwife man, Alan Honore. If anyone is ever looking for a midwife, I would highly, with all my heart, suggest him. He was incredible. And you're going to hear the story. I wanted to share this with you all now, especially with all the COVID, all the fear going around in the world, so much sadness. Just as a story of this little light that came into the world during all this time. And there is hope. And we love you. We're here on our boat. We moved back onto our boat. We're in the Caribbean. And so Rumi Sol and Papa and me, we all send our love. And here is this magic soul's birth story. We love you. The birth story. So, oh, you're waking up. Hi, treasure. Want to say hi? Hi. So, what happened was on March 25th, Pierre and I did a ceremony where we welcomed you. It was in the middle of the confinement. We let you know that we were ready, but you chose the date whenever, but we were really ready. And so the next morning, I woke up. It was still 9 days before my due date, but I started to have these, again, Braxton Hicks contractions, which I had been having for a few months, especially on the boat, and they're really intense. So I sent my mom a message saying, like, maybe it will be today at maybe 6 a.m. Then around 2 p.m., they started to get really intense, but my water never broke. And in my mind, I thought, okay, your water breaks. Well, you lose your mucus plug, and then your water breaks, and then the baby comes. But at 2 p.m., I said, okay, can you start counting these contractions, Pierre? And after that, it's all just kind of like one meditative blur for me. We had prepared that Pierre and I would be like a real team. We had all this music picked out and all these positions. I basically just wanted to be left alone. And Pierre was an angel. He got everything ready. But he really gave me the space. And I think in a birth, the most important thing is, especially for a home birth, is that, and any birth, honestly, is that the woman and the mom feels what is good for her and is able to communicate that. And the father just respects that and is there as support. So I didn't want Pierre to touch me. Even he put on music, and I was like, no music. I just wanted to be in my inner world and to be communicating with this sweet angel. Around 9 p.m., I called Alan, our midwife. Pierre was really wanting him to come, and in my mind, I just wanted him to come like as soon as the baby was coming out. But it was the first time that, I've given birth, and I had thrown up a few times. Which I've learned is actually a sign that the labor is in process. And I was also shaking a lot. I was trembling a lot in between contractions and kind of passing out. And I think it was probably a little scary for Pierre. So Alan came, I guess it was about maybe 9:30 or 10 at night. And again, I told him, like, well, just check and then you can go home and then come back, when it's closer to when the baby's coming. So he checked me and I was 3.5 centimeters open, and I had lost my mucus plug. So I was a little disappointed because I thought I'd be further along. But it did confirm that, there's a guy? This guy is coming. Once Alan was there, he and Pierre, there was a birth spot that we couldn't get to work. So they set that up. And again, I was just in my birth dance. Alan was wonderful. He kept bringing like homeopathic medicine for me, and yeah, just encouraging me and letting me know, because I was disappointed it was taking so long. And he kept just saying, it's your first baby, this is normal, just keep listening to your body. And then I got in the birth spa, and that was incredible. And I loved the bubbles because it was like this white noise, and I could just go into my zone. So I kept talking to Rumi, I kept talking to my body, kept talking to my angels and guides, and in between contractions, it's like I would go into a different world. Pierre says my eyes rolled in the back of my head, and again, I would shake a lot in between contractions, and Alan explained to me that that is the meridians in the body opening up. So it's really good when that happens because it means the baby is moving down and the body is opening up for the baby. And still at 8 centimeters, we could, my water hadn't broken. So this is the only medical intervention that we had. Alan broke my water at that point, and we talked to Rumi and made sure that it felt good for us to do that. We broke my water, and at that point, Alan said, push. It's his head is right there. We can feel his hair, and look at all of this hair. He has so much hair. So I started pushing, and at one point he's like, okay, the head is right there, just push and it'll come out. He's a pretty big head, and so his head wasn't coming out. And we tried on all different positions in the birth spa. And finally Alan said, well, let's go to the bed and maybe, I can help you get the head out better that way. So we went to the bed, started pushing again, and Pierre pushed on my uterus. So he pushed on my stomach and uterus, and Alan was like guiding the head out. I still had a hard time getting the head out, but I remember talking to my aunt who was a big advocate of home births, who died, who's in the spirit world, and talking to like Mother Earth and Shakti, the Indian goddess of birth, and I kind of was in between different worlds, and I heard Pierre going, "Allez, allez!" like I thought it was like a football match, and it kind of made me a little angry, but also laugh. And I heard my Aunt Judy kind of tell me like, you got this, just you can do this. And with that, his head came out, and then sorry, it's just so beautiful to think about. And then there was like the cord was wrapped around his neck really loosely, but Alan unwrapped it, and he was the good color, but he was just a little stoned kind of, and so Alan sort of slapped on his back, and then he made this sweet, precious little cry, and then he was out there. And then we all went together as a family into the spa, and there we just floated together, and we waited until the umbilical cord had stopped beating, and Pierre cut it, and then I guess maybe 30 minutes later, I waited until I felt contractions, and then I pushed the placenta out, which after a baby, it's just like nothing. And we just floated together in the water. We sang, we just welcomed this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul into the world. And I felt so powerful and so grateful. And I think that's something that, I would like to share with you, is that it is possible to have a positive birth. I know there's so many really traumatic birth stories out there, and every birth story is beautiful and so important. And I just want to say that it is also possible to have, a positive birth story.
I feel your little hands carving my inside, a place that was yours before time, a place that will always be yours. And yet one day soon you will be outside of me, yet our hearts will be ever entwined, like the stars in the night sky. I feel you move, and I am in awe. Your strength, courage, flow, and beauty surround me. They encompass me. Your tiny hands tickle my wounds, embrace my fears, and invite me in each moment to be more fully alive. I am in awe of you. I return to Mother Mary. She set out with her wild Joseph on a donkey following a bright star at night. No home, wandering nomads. Were they lunatics, crazed dreamers, or divinely tuned parents? I imagine Joseph was as handsome, strong, and sometimes as broken as your papa, carrying his wife, walking with her together, trying to follow their hearts. No maps, no directions, just following that damned twinkling star. On this night of nights, looking into the endless cosmos, seeing Orion on my left, feeling you tango in my womb. My brave dancing baby, already wind and magic breathed boy. I know not what to do, but I feel you. You, my son, my little star follower.